channel, and today I have a DIY for you, a super simple beginning tutorial on how to sew this 2-pocket apron. I like using aprons, especially when I'm using or cooking with things that might stain or get my clothes kind of grubby. So when I'm canning in the kitchen, making a Sunday dinner, or even outside when I'm gardening, you can find me with my tools in my pocket, my seeds in my pocket, and I use this throughout the week in multiple ways, shapes, or forms. So I'm going to show you how to sew this easy strap that you can see that's here at the top. And I have this strap at the bottom that ties right in the back, but I like to double it up in the front. So this is very, it can fit various sizes. So I like that. So if you want to make one for a male or a taller woman or anything like that. And then you don't have to put the pockets in, but I have 2 pockets here because I like pockets. So I'm going to turn this camera around and we are going to get started on how to do this easy DIY tutorial, this work apron with 2 pockets.
Okay, so first things first, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a good pair of sewing scissors. These are scissors I only use for all my sewing projects. You'll need straight pins, and I like the ones with the heads on them, so the different color heads. Material in your choice. I recommend a nice cotton material. And then you'll need the pattern. This pattern you can download over on my blog, which is www.riggscreekfarmhouse.net. I basically taped all of the pieces together. There's 9 pieces along with my work pockets and my neck and waist straps. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear everything from the table and get my material out. And I'm gonna have this the right side facing in and the wrong side facing out. So that is what I'm doing here. And I'm going to iron this because I like to wash all of my fabric and material from the fabric store just because I wanna prevent any shrinking and also just to get any germs off because there are people that view the fabric, touch the fabric inside the fabric stores, and I just want to make sure it is nice and clean and fresh when I go to sew it. So like I said, this pattern is a free printable, and go over to my blog because freebies are hard to find nowadays. So make sure you download that if you are interested in making this work apron. It is perfect for a Mother's Day gift or a birthday gift for any family or a friend if you're not one that wears aprons. I like to wear my aprons, like I said, doing work around the house and gardening. So here I am taking the pattern. I actually took the pattern because it is in 9 pieces and tape the apron together, and I will have it all numbered so you know how you're putting it in order. And I just Scotch taped it all together, and then I'm pinning it to my fabric. I'm doing this with the neck strap, the waist strap, the front of the apron, along with those side pockets. Now I'm going to cut out my fabric. Remember, this is doubled up, so I'm making actually 2 of the front. Well, it's 2, it's the front, so this is actually placed on the fold, and when I unfold it, it'll be the whole complete front. And then I'm cutting 2 neck straps and 2 waist straps along with 2 pockets. So you should have a total of 2 of everything other than the front because that's going to open up on the fold. I hope that makes sense. Okay, now is the time to take all your pins off your pattern and remove it from your material. We're gonna prep this for sewing, and that is what I'm doing here. Now you can hand stitch this apron. It will take you a little longer, but if you really get into sewing, I would recommend getting just a great beginning machine. My machine is just a Singer. It's a basic machine I picked up at the local sewing supplier. And with that being said, I will link it in my blog post. So if you're interested in a nice beginner machine, I will link that in there. So make sure you head over to the blog, not only for that free printable pattern, but also just to see what products I used to make this apron. And this ticking stripe, like brown and white material, I picked up at my local fabric store as well. So here I'm basically folding in half all of my neck straps and my waist straps. I am using an iron for this because it helps like to give the fold a nice crease. And I'm basically taking the top of the waistband and the neckband, and I'm taking about 1/4 inch in and then another 1/4 inch in to create a nice seam. And that is what I'm gonna stitch up. And I don't want any raw edges showing. So I'm basically folding and tucking and ironing and pinning before I hit the sewing machine. Now, I know this can be a tedious task, the ironing and the pinning and prepping everything before sewing, but I prefer to do this just because it makes when I hit the machine a little bit quicker and I'm focusing on just the actual sewing of it and connecting all of the pieces together, and it helps my brain to see the big picture. So you don't have to do this. You can skip this step and give a nice finished look by ironing it at the end of the tutorial. So it's completely up to you. And maybe there's another trick out there. I'm just not sure of it. And if you do, let me know in the comments below. I do want to say that this tutorial took me from beginning to end about 2 hours. Now, I'm not advanced seamstress by any means. So for a beginner, it's going to take you about 2 hours. If you have a little bit more experience or a lot of experience, it's probably going to take you a lot less. So just take note of that. And this project is also perfect for anybody. It's perfect for, I would say, any child around 9 years old. And it is perfect for an adult too as well. Now, finally, it's time for us to hit the machine. So what I'm doing here is I'm sewing my neck and waist straps with a zigzag stitch. I am using a basic Singer machine, like I said before. And if you do not know how to thread or thread your bobbin on your machine, there are so many tutorials out there for your particular machine. Also, your manual is a great resource. It's pretty much with the beginner machine. I'm not sure about the advanced machines. It's pretty much, it's very simple. It gives you numbers to follow as you're threading the machine, so it's foolproof. And then also to thread the bobbin as well. So next I'm moving on to the pockets, and I'm doing the same thing, that zigzag stitch around the pockets. These are a little tricky because you don't want to make your pockets pointy, so it's hard to get that round curve around there. So just be patient, you will get it. If you find that it is difficult, just try again and you'll be fine. Now I'm moving on to sewing the front of the apron. I'm doing the same thing just like I did with the straps. I'm doing a zigzag stitch around the apron. You can use a straight stitch or any type of stitch that you prefer. This is just what I am familiar with and that I'm experiencing right now. After I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and attach my straps to my waist and neck, and I'm going to secure them with a pin, and then I'm going to do a box stitch around the straps to secure it. So basically what you're doing is you're creating a box or a large rectangle to secure it. And I'm going around, so that's me moving around and cutting and readjusting to do it, because it is a little tricky, but trust me, it is doable. I have faith in you. Now I'm going to attach my pockets to my work apron. I am basically pinning them to my work apron using straight pins, and I'm making sure they look symmetrical, and I want them in the right place that is perfect for not only my tools and supplies but also my hands. And once I like where they're placed, I'm going to go ahead and do that zigzag stitch around it, but try not to do the top, because I did that the first time around and I had to take out the seam. So you're just going to do it around the round part. Hey, all complete. A nice work apron with pockets, perfect for in the kitchen, out in the garden, or anywhere where you want to keep your clothes fresh and tidy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I love for you